One of my clients contacted my office because he came to find that someone has been using his name. And it's another artist in the same kind of genre that he does. Now, what I'm gonna walk you guys through today is what do you do when you find out that someone's been using your name? And it's not just applicable to musicians, to artists, but this is also applicable to record labels. This is applicable to all other types of music businesses. And if this happens to you, you need to know what to do. So in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through what to do if you find out someone else is using your name. Hi guys, I'm Miss Crystal. I'm an entertainment attorney, public speaker, and author of How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent musician. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss our weekly videos teaching you how to get to that next level of your music career, and sometimes more importantly, figuring out how to stay legally protected. My book, How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business, is now available as a direct digital download, meaning you can get the book to your device right now. And I'm excited for you guys to have this because it's kind of combining my experience being in the music industry since, I was basically 4 years old with now being an entertainment attorney today. So I'm teaching you the day-to-day stuff, what to avoid, kind of sharing my horror stories, but then also giving you things like actual music contracts that you need in order to stay legally protected. So be sure to get your copy, link down in the description below. As soon as you find out that someone has been using your name, first of all, don't panic. You want to figure out where that company or person is located. So the reason that we look at where they're located is because sometimes if they're outside of the country that we reside, it's not necessarily going to be a problem where there's going to be crossover. Now, a good example might be, right, if you are a musician or an artist, you might find on music platforms that there are other artists who are using your name. But, again, we have international music on, let's say, Spotify. So it doesn't mean that that artist is also located in the United States if you're located in the United States, and it might not end up being a problem in the long run. However, if you're finding that there's actually quite a few artists that are using the same name and they're all on Spotify, that could be problematic. And this is actually something that happened for one of my clients. So, as we were looking at, oh gosh, well, this one guy is using the same artist name and then doing a search and finding that actually like 4 or 5 other artists use either the exact same name or something very similar, well, that's potentially going to raise issues, and I'm going to walk you through why. So as a first step, you're going to figure out where they're located, and if they happen to be located in the same area or in the same country that you are, make a note of it. The next step is to figure out how are they using the name. Right, so as Miss Crystal, I use Miss Crystal in association with being a musician as well as a performer. I even use it in association with my law stuff. And so there's different categories that I use my trademark in association to. But for example, there might be a Miss Crystal that does, architecture or just something that's completely different from my particular industry. So under trademark law, that person actually might be okay using Miss Crystal even though it is my trademark because it's in a different area altogether. So as you're going through kind of your checklist of, all right, what do I care about? Look at the actual use. Again, if it's someone who's using the same name on a music platform, what you do is music. Again, make a note of it because that's going to be helpful for you. If it's someone using the name in a totally different industry, make a note of that as well. Something else that you want to look at is how long has this person or company been using the name? Because if you end up needing to have an all-out fight over who has the right to use the name, you want to be prepared with this answer. And the reason is because there's something called first right of use. And first right is basically, we look at who's been using the mark longer. And when I say mark, I mean mark equals trademark. It's the same thing. Who's been using the trademark the longest? If someone else has been using the trademark 10 years longer than you, well, they actually might have a superior claim to you. So again, make a note for the information that you can find. And let's say if it's someone on a music platform, the good news is that, for example, on Apple Music, you can typically see when the song was released, when that artist was kind of releasing music. And so there's ways to actually identify when that person was using the actual trademark. So do your best to find that information because if you happen to get in touch with an entertainment attorney or a trademark attorney at some point to get help, these are the questions that they're going to be asking you. You've done your homework, you have your list of answers. What you do next is you send a cease and desist letter. If someone is using your name and it's basically diluting you as an artist, as a brand, because maybe they're doing it in a way that's similar to what you do, or the spelling is the same. Either way, the next step is you send a cease and desist letter. Now, you can do this yourself, but as an attorney, as someone who does this, I can tell you that sending a cease and desist letter from an actual law firm is a lot stronger, and usually we can get a better outcome if we actually do it from the law firm versus from, let's say, the artist directly. And so that's actually the point that we typically would say, get in touch with an attorney, get some help, have something really simple drafted. And sometimes all we do is send the letter and then there's no additional issue. We get them to stop using the trademark. However, in instances that they don't stop using the trademark, what happens next is you have the option to file a lawsuit. Now, filing a lawsuit or filing a claim can happen in a couple different ways. An attorney can definitely walk you through this, but this is definitely the last resort. We're going to try to avoid this at all costs because it's very expensive. The filing fees with the court, hiring the attorney, this is something you want to try to avoid if at all possible, but it definitely is something that's going to save you if you absolutely have to, because you file to say, I've been using it first, I'm the exclusive owner, and you show all the information that I kind of said you got to think about as you're looking at the infringer, and then you get a court to say that you are entitled to use the trademark. So hopefully you don't have to get to that step. Hopefully at worst you just get to a cease and desist letter, but those are all the different steps that we go through as a law firm when we're helping a client to determine whether someone is wrongfully using the name, if they're infringing, and kind of what do we do to resolve the issue. Under my trademark, Miss Crystal, I do a couple of things, like I said, including release music. I actually just released my new album, Dangerous Daughters, which is available on all music platforms, as well as a music video, Holy Water, which is for a song off of that album. I'll be sure to link it at the end of this video. Don't forget to come say hi on social media. It's always cool to meet you guys and hear about your music careers and how things are going. I'm gonna get out of here, but don't forget to subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss any videos from your new favorite redhead. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm Miss Crystal. Bye.